Hey, everybody. This is a time that we are in, right? It's pretty intense for many, many people. And this is what happens when there's any kind of trauma. It creates a milieu where it's easy to get lost, where we find it hard to trust ourselves. We lose access to ourselves. We lose access to that, our own wisdom that rises through us and in us. And we're certainly in that kind of time now. So, this is a time when each of us needs to find simple ways to access our own wisdom so that we can draw upon it. Now, here's the problem though, we're left with some residue of our history. And what's true is that every child needs and wants and should be seen and known in exactly the right way and have their inherent worth validated and cherished for no other reason than just because they're there, right? That's the truth. And when we don't get that, what happens to us is what so many of us see. We get tight, constrained. We try to please other people. We do things right for other people. We withdraw inside of ourselves. We lose a sense of connection to the world and even to ourselves on both levels, right? When we go into those places of fear, we lose connection to our own knowing that will guide us through the uncertainty. Right? This is so, so important. And certainly I have learned this in many years of healing and learning how to trust myself, drop back into myself to be connected. And this is our simple and most important skill that we learn, really, is how do we drop back, access this inner self, this wisdom that we have inside? Where is it in our body? How do we find the basic little tiny steps that get us there? When life is crazy, we need these simple, practical tools. We need ways to access ourselves so that we can stay calm and we can stay steady in the face of any kind of uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, we feel tossed around unless we can land and ground inside of ourselves. And that's what I'm all about. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Deirdre Fay. I'm a psychotherapist, best-selling author of a number of books, international trainer. But really what I'm about is helping all of us, including myself, find simple, practical steps to stay centered and grounded when life is crazy. How to build that solid, steady self inside. That's what's so important to me. Because we struggle so hard, and all of us desperately want a normal and natural time in which our needs can get met, right? Doesn't that feel like the truth? And yet, getting this one thing is often what's so complicated for all of us. And so we have to pivot. How do we pivot away from fear and chaos and those old destructive patterns that rise to the surface? How do we pivot away from numbing out, freaking out, and landing back into a place of calm so that we can be guided from within? That is the most important thing, especially right now. And for a bunch of simple practices, which I'd love to share with you, you can do that by looking at www.dfay.com/practices. And these are simple practices you can do every day in everyday life to help you get through. A couple days ago, I talked about the waterfall breath. Breathing in, just letting the breath fall away. Don't try to do anything to the breath. Our breath is natural and normal. You take it in, you let it go. Take it in and let it go. And just let that release, that practice of letting go. It's a practice of letting go the old patterns, letting go of the discomfort, letting go of the distress that's in there, the stress. Breathing in and just letting go, letting go, letting go. And then the breath will begin to even out because you're releasing some of the tensions that's there. So, what we are doing to help people is Jack and I are setting up a way to have all the proceeds from these practices go to help the International Red Cross, to help people at the front lines. It's so important right now to help people who are right in the midst of the chaos. And just so you know, what other people have said about these practices is what people have said, now I know how to access that wisdom inside of myself. Step by step, I'm finding my way there. Or somebody else said, I feel so thankful and hopeful that repatterning is possible. That's the best. That's the best, that you know from inside that you don't have to stay in those old patterns that are so painful. Somebody else said, I feel much lighter looking at what's happening in light of my own potential transformative power. It's not a life sentence that I've been given to be bound by the crushing weight of my life. So if I can help others do this, I am all for it. So, so glad to do it. Oh, Mavis saying hi. Yay. Gwen is saying hi. That's great. Good to have you guys here. And practice simple, simple things. Practice simple things. Help yourself. We are not stuck. You are not stuck. We are going to find our way through this. But it takes one moment after the next moment, a simple moment after simple moment. But we're all going to get there. All right, my dears. Actually, I'm late for our client, so I better go. All right. Bye.